One unexpected red carpet comment is all it took to throw the entire internet into chaos on one of the biggest nights in entertainment, with cameras flashing and reporters doing the usual celebrity round of polished questions. A single answer suddenly turned a routine interview into one of the most talked about pop culture moments of the year. And the reason people took it so seriously is because it did not come from a gossip page, a random source, or some vague online rumor. It came from Law Roach. That is what makes this so explosive. Law Roach is not some distant observer guessing from the sidelines. He is one of Zendaya's closest creative collaborators, a longtime stylist, a trusted figure in her world, and someone who has helped shape the image the public has seen from her for years. He has been part of her journey from a very young age, which means when he says something this major, people are going to listen. And when he was asked about what Zendaya might wear for a future wedding, he did not tease it, dodge it, or laugh it off like a rumor. He said the wedding had already happened. Then, when pressed again, he doubled down and made it crystal clear that he meant exactly what he said. That is the moment everything changed. Within minutes, clips of the interview were everywhere. Social media did what it always does when something this juicy drops. And then it did even more, because the source made it impossible to dismiss. Fans started replaying the clip, analyzing his tone, studying his expression, and asking the same question over and over. Did Law Roach really just confirm that Zendaya and Tom Holland are already married? And here is where this gets even more fascinating. If that comment had been followed by a quick clarification, a denial from a representative, or some carefully worded statement from the couple's team, the frenzy probably would have cooled down fast. But that did not happen. Instead, there was silence. No official confirmation. No denial. No, we don't comment on private matters. Nothing. And when a couple as globally famous as Zendaya and Tom Holland says absolutely nothing after a revelation like that, the silence starts speaking almost as loudly as the original comment. That silence matters because this is a couple who have built their relationship on privacy from the beginning. They have never treated their romance like public property. They have never played the usual celebrity game of dropping endless couple content, feeding gossip in carefully measured doses, or monetizing their personal life for headlines. In fact, everything we know about them suggests the exact opposite. They have protected this relationship intensely, almost fiercely, and that is why the idea of a secret wedding does not actually feel out of character. It feels perfectly on brand for them. If anything, the most surprising part is not that they may have gotten married privately. The most surprising part is that somebody close to them may have let it slip in such a direct way. And because it was Law Roach, people instantly started treating the comment less like gossip and more like an accidental reveal. Then Zendaya's mother added another layer to mystery by sharing the clip on Instagram without offering a clean explanation. That kind of move only deepened the intrigue. It did not settle anything. It did not shut down speculation. It simply kept the conversation alive. And in celebrity culture, especially when it involves one of the most beloved couples in Hollywood, that kind of ambiguity is like gasoline on a fire. So the big question became obvious. If Zendaya and Tom Holland really did get married without the public knowing, how on earth did they pull it off? Because this is not just any celebrity couple. These are two of the most recognized young stars in the world. They are tied to one of the biggest film franchises of the modern era. They are constantly photographed, constantly watched, constantly discussed. In a culture where people cannot even have dinner without being tracked by fan accounts and paparazzi, the idea of a secret wedding sounds almost impossible. But once you start looking at who they are and how they live, it actually begins to make sense. First, there is the money. Zendaya and Tom are not just famous. They are wealthy enough to build real privacy around themselves if they choose to. Combined, their estimated net worth puts them in a position where they can create an event with total discretion, complete control, and no reliance on outside hype. That is a huge detail. A lot of celebrity weddings become public because they are too big, too commercial, too sponsored, or involve too many people who are not truly inner circle trusted. But if two stars with their level of resources want to keep something hidden, they can structure in a way that leaves almost no room for leaks. And what is especially interesting about them is that they do not seem to live like celebrities who are desperate to show off wealth. They are not constantly posting luxury for the sake of being seen as luxurious. They are not flexing private jets every other week or making a performance out of exclusivity. Their real estate choices, public image, and overall lifestyle suggest something much quieter. Their taste leans more toward privacy and comfort than spectacle. That matters because it means if they did get married secretly, they were never going to do it in a way that invited attention. No giant public venue. No huge parade of celebrity guests. No leak-prone sponsor partnerships. No glossy pre-wedding rollout. Instead, the version people are imagining now is a highly controlled, deeply private ceremony with very small guest list, likely limited to immediate family, and a handful of people they trust completely. And honestly, that fits everything we know about them. This does not feel like the kind of couple who would want a massive public wedding with endless cameras and brand integration. It feels like the kind of couple who would want the opposite. A meaningful, elegant, intimate event with no audience except the people who matter most. That also helps explain why no real photos have surfaced. There have been images floating around online that claim to show the ceremony, but those have been widely identified as fake. No authentic wedding images have emerged. No verified guest list has been leaked. No venue has been confirmed. No official timeline has been released, which means if it happened, it was protected extremely well. And when you think about the likely guest list, that secrecy becomes even more believable. If the only people invited were family members and a few deeply trusted friends or collaborators, the odds of somebody leaking details drop dramatically, especially in the circles these two move in, where privacy agreements, discretion, and personal boundaries are taken far more seriously than in the influencer economy. This would not be the kind of gathering where someone is trying to go viral from the reception. It would be the kind where everyone present understands exactly what is at stake if privacy is broken. That brings us to the relationship timeline, because one reason this reveal hit so hard is that it did not come out of nowhere. There were already clues, or at least moments that now look a lot more meaningful in hindsight. Zendaya and Tom Holland first met while working on Spider-Man, and almost immediately there were whispers about whether their chemistry extended beyond the set. At the time, those rumors were brushed aside, and both of them remained extremely careful about keeping things private. That pattern continued for years. Even as the public obsession grew, they refused to turn their personal life into entertainment. Then came the paparazzi photos that effectively confirmed the relationship for the world. From that point on, the public knew they were together, but even then, they never fully opened the door. They acknowledged the reality of the relationship without handing the public unlimited access to it. That is a key part why fans are so invested in them. There is something rare about a couple this famous refusing to let their love become content. It makes every genuine glimpse feel more meaningful. It also makes major milestones feel much more important when they finally surface, because they are not diluted by constant public overexposure. Then came the engagement. When reports surfaced that Tom had proposed privately during the holiday season, the reaction was huge. But even that moment followed the same pattern as everything else in their relationship. No giant announcement. No carefully staged exclusive. No splashy post. Just a quiet appearance of a ring and confirmation through close sources. Even the ring itself became part of the mystery. Elegant, expensive, significant, but not pushed into the spotlight through endless public commentary. That restraint told people a lot. It showed that even with something as major as an engagement, they were still committed to doing things their own way. Tom also gave one of the clearest signs of how serious things had become when he corrected someone who referred to Zendaya as his girlfriend. He made sure the word fiancé was used. That may sound like a tiny thing, but in public relationship language, it is actually huge. It showed that the engagement was not something casual or symbolic. It mattered to him. He wanted the relationship recognized accurately. Then came another moment that fans now keep circling back to. Zendaya was photographed wearing a simple gold band on her left hand, replacing the engagement ring people had become used seeing. The internet immediately went into detective mode. Was this a wedding band? Was this just a styling choice? Was it Clue? At the time, it was easy to file it under speculation. But once Law Roach made his comment, that moment suddenly started looking a lot more serious. And that is what has made this whole situation so irresistible online. Every little detail from the past several months now feels like a breadcrumb. The hairstyle changes. The ring swap, the complete lack of public wedding planning, the unusual silence, the carefully maintained privacy. All of it now fits into a theory that feels surprisingly believable. Not because fans want it to be true, but because it lines up with the way this couple has handled everything from the very beginning. There is also something bigger happening here in terms of celebrity culture. In an era where so much of fame depends on visibility, oversharing, and constant access, Zendaya and Tom Holland have somehow managed to make privacy feel aspirational again. That is one reason people are so fascinated by this alleged secret wedding. It is not just about romance. It is about control. It is about two people choosing to keep something sacred in a culture that usually demands everything be public, monetized, and instantly consumed. That might be why this alleged wedding has captured so much attention, even without any hard evidence beyond Law Roach's words. The mystery itself is part of the appeal. It feels elegant. It feels rare. It feels like a modern celebrity fairy tale told backwards, where instead of inviting the world to watch, the couple quietly slips away, makes their vows, and only lets the public know by accident, months later, through one unforgettable red carpet slip. Of course, it is important to be honest about what is confirmed and what is not. As of now, there has been no direct official statement from Zendaya or Tom Holland confirming that they are married. There's also been no official denial. What exists is a very strong public comment from someone extremely close to Zendaya, repeated more than once, combined with complete silence from everyone else involved. That is why the story remains in this strange in-between state. It is not fully official, but it is far too credible to dismiss. And maybe that is the perfect reflection of who Zendaya and Tom are as a couple. Even when the whole world thinks it has finally gotten the biggest answer, there is still a layer of privacy protecting the truth. Even when a secret appears to slip out, the couple themselves still do not surrender control of the moment. They do not confirm on demand. They do not perform transparency just because the internet wants it. So whether the wedding truly happened exactly as Law Roach suggested, one thing is absolutely clear. Zendaya and Tom Holland have created one of the most private, carefully guarded, and genuinely compelling celebrity relationships of their generation. They have done it without oversharing, without using their romance as a publicity engine, and without giving the public more than they choose to give. That alone is rare. If they really did get married in total secrecy, then they did something that almost no major celebrity couple can pull off anymore. They kept something enormous entirely for themselves. And maybe that is why people are so captivated by this. Not just because two beloved stars may have secretly tied the knot, but because in a world where everything gets exposed, they may have actually won. They may have had the one thing celebrity culture usually steals from famous couples. A private moment that stayed private until someone else accidentally cracked the door open. That is what makes this more than just another entertainment headline. It is a mystery, a romantic one, but also a very modern one. It is about fame, control, silence, trust, and the power of saying nothing when everyone expects a statement. And until Zendaya or Tom decide to speak for themselves, the world is left with exactly what they have always offered on their own terms. Just enough to keep us watching, and never enough to truly let us in.